All right, welcome, folks. Welcome in. We are here in the fourth round, and two very different storylines here in this group. This is the group that everyone considered to be the group of death, and everyone expected Ciskhan and Lucho, despite being very good players, to struggle to stay out of the bottom two. If you were bottom two, you were relegated. There's this round and one more round after this for Ciskhan, and he's now up against Hera. So Hera's 9-0 right now. Hera is pretty much a lock for first place. With a 3-0 here, he might even confirm that. So far, he's undefeated. We've never had a player go fully undefeated in the group stage. Hera's one of two players that's still undefeated. He and Leary in another group. Hera's the massive favorite here. Both because of what he's accomplished in tournaments in recent years, but also just like when they ran into each other in ranked as well, right? Like Hera, 31 wins, Ciskhan only 3. But for Ciskhan, because Yo only has 4 wins after 4 rounds, any wins here, I know it seems unlikely, could have massive implications on if he can survive. And also, I think he would just gain a lot of fans too, because like nobody else has beat Hera yet. So if Ciskhan could give Hera a tough test, then Ciskhan can remind everyone why he's here in Platinum League. We've got the Wei for Hera, and we've got the Vietnamese for Ciskhan. Both civs can play out very similarly. I think the Vietnamese are slightly easier civ to play because of the cheaper eco upgrades. But for the Wei, if you make the most of them, after eco upgrades, you get the villager lead. So I would expect Hera to play patient. I'd expect him to play relatively passive, snag the eco upgrades, and just hold on, essentially. But I could see this being scouts for both. And actually, as I say that, I take it back. Ciskhan's already with 4 on wood, so probably going to see Ciskhan build a barracks here. But the map is slopes. You've got the area, the upper side of the, slope, where you've got the additional food. Hera going to take the low-risk approach. He's pushed in the Ibex from this side, and he'll push in the Ibex from this side. So you can only push 2, and then the other, 1,200 food is out there and exposed. And I think the strategy that Ciskhan's going for, you need that scouting intel. He would love to find Hera out here. He won't find the Ibex, so he knows that Hera's probably pushing. And he's building the barracks already, so we'll probably see the 2 militia following it up. Ah, Tyson, thanks for reminding me. Wow, that's sick. Yeah, I removed the market events in the Black Forest game. Thanks for that. But yeah, I kind of feel for Ciskhan at this moment, guys, because I remember Ciskhan's games against Winchester. And Ciskhan was ahead in every single game and ended up losing them. And that's where the 3FG percentage, whatever it is, chat, that's where that started. Because I asked him later, could you say what that is? And he said that, A, he was a little frustrated because he had just thrown 3 straight games. And B, it was also a misclick. So he kind of, was like, oh, as he was calling the GG and accidentally hit his keyboard and said, 3-4 RFZG per percentage by mistake. We've got a pause here. And Ciskhan's moving forward. But yeah, you feel for him, right? Because it's so much more pressure now. You have 2 wins, and now you're up against Hera. Imagine if it was 3 wins or 4 wins. This might not matter as much, and you could just lose to Hera and have it be no problem. It just doesn't get any easier here either, because you have to play Hart in the final round. And Hart's been playing insane. I don't trust the game because sometimes my game DCs and stuff. I'm backing out just to double check. I don't know if it's paused at the moment. I don't know if I can have admins confirm. I think it's fine. Okay, yep, there was a pause. Hera saying sorry, go. Okay, we're fine. Yes. Sorry. It's tough sometimes if they don't chat. I couldn't see it, and yeah, now we got the chat messages there. Even if the game never drops for me again, ever, I will always live in my head that, we would have issues, and I always get paranoid there. So, for Hera, he's going to have some villagers exposed. He didn't actually see the barracks until just now. Now, that barracks timing should tell him militia could be on the way, but he doesn't necessarily know. Double lumber camp for Hera. But I think he's got the right idea. Ciskhan's scouting has been really active. If someone's scouting this actively in your base, you should have an idea there's a drush coming. And Hera going to snag, or sorry, Ciskhan going to snag Lu behind the 2 militia. 2 militia are marching forward. You're not going to win the games based on the 2 militia and the scout. What you are going to have, though, is the 2 militia and the scout follow-up can be really strong, and you also force a lot of investment. It's like in this case, Hera's gone for houses he would have never built if not for the 2 militia. He goes double lumber camp on relatively small wood lines. He will get his eco upgrades, but he won't be able to do too much follow-up damage to Ciskhan. And Ciskhan's up. So I'm wondering if he'll take the risk to go to the sides. If I'm up against Hera, I probably would take the risk. But then we know that Hera would probably just pick him apart and look for that. So he's honestly playing kind of as you would expect the high-level players to play. With confidence, with army. He's not going for anything that he wouldn't do otherwise just because of his opponent's strength. I'm moving over this way, but I mean, Hera is super late with any military buildings here. So it's just greed, right? You expect the best players to get away with it. You can argue that this is how you want to play with the way to get the additional vills. But this could mean that it's 4 man-at-arms and Hera has very little army to deal with it. Hera scout just double-checking, looking around. I really like Ciskhan's play so far. It's amazing how much player power can have a sway into what we think, right? Like, if the roles reverse and it's Hera patrolling around with 4 militia and the opponent's still late to a range, we're like, oh man, like he's gonna get so punished. But now that it's Hera being the one defending here and Hera being late with the army, you just think he's gonna figure it out. Ciskhan will go for double bit axe and man-at-arms right away. Perfect builds. Hera looking for the range. And actually blocks the archer range for a second there. Which is really satisfying. And ooh, also the villager's weak. That villager should never die. A nice shot from Hera, though, to force some reactions. This is where Hera might want to sneak out with the spearman to try and snipe the scout. He is on gold, so long-term he's going to make archers, but he's just taking his time here. Eco upgrades for Ciskhan are in. And so far, really close game. I think considering Hera can get more eco upgrades and get an additional villager lead, though, I think he's got to be happy with how little damage this has done. Might see him snag the gold mining upgrade. That could delay the ballistics upgrade, so it's a little risky. But I wouldn't mind snagging the gold mining upgrade. You're already on gold anyways. His resources are looking very nice. Hera patrolling around in front of the archer range, waiting for archers. Ciskhan's actually looking for that scout at the moment with the spearman. But this is smart, guys. Anytime your opponent's going man-at-arms, they'll likely have some... they'll likely have the archers following it up, and having that scout there is good. Hera going for the big walls. The man-at-arms are going to run around. That should be a dead vill for Hera. And it could be multiple. And Hera just so far super defensive. You know, everyone thinks he's just going to get easy wins here today. And 2 villagers down. There goes his eco lead. Blacksmith is still delayed, so he can't go for the immediate fletching upgrade. And here as well, the villagers are exposed. So Ciskhan, who's been impressive all season, who's been ahead in so many games and hasn't necessarily been able to get the wins in this solid group. Well done. And still no follow-up from him, but look at his economy as well. Farming eco's looking smooth. Hera gets the quick wall, saves the villager for now. Now, Vill count's even, though, right? Oh, man, but there's an overchop there. There's an overchop. If he can sacrifice the scout perfectly, this could work out. Hera gets the palisade. And, ooh, Ciskhan just wanted to save the scout, I think. Ciskhan really making Hera work. And guys, he's got 4 archers as well. What a build. Apparently, we dropped on Twitch. YouTube, are we fine? I think we're back on Twitch. I think it's a Twitch issue. I am curious if YouTube had any issues. By the way, Ciskhan said he might need breaks today because he's sick. He's playing sick, but like in a good way. He's playing very confident right now. Okay, apparently I might have dropped on YouTube as well for half a second. Okay. All right, well, I don't know what it was, but we're back in business. Archers for Ciskhan will move forward. Hera lost his scout. The scout is still out there for Ciskhan, so we could double check, see if Hera ever moves out. In the end, Hera's walled up. Had to fight pretty hard to get there. He's not completely walled, though. Like, this needs to be fully walled. I said this before, and this is fairly common for Hera sometimes to start off a series. Sometimes he's a little slow to start. But, like, Hera has been vulnerable this season. It's just he's been able to come back. I remember the slopes game against Hart where he was super far behind and he was able to bring it back. But, like, he's got to be careful. Ciskhan still needs to balance out the eco a little bit. We're looking at 10 farms. Hera right now has 14. And he's getting wheelbarrow, which will give him an additional vill after it completes. I think Hera, overall, 2 vills down. Any other Civ matchup, you kind of hate it. But he probably really likes his position at the moment. I also really like the read to not play crossbow anymore and to play into skirms. Initially, you went archers because of man-at-arms, but now you have a healthy food eco. Playing skirms makes a lot of sense here. Skinny Malinky, thanks for the prime. Not sure if I could do what you're looking for the community tournament, but thank you for the prime. But yeah, guys, look at the food resources for Hera. Despite going for armor and despite making skirmishers, typically you spend this much food, and you would expect that the castle age time is going to be delayed, but just beautiful job. That's what, like, the 2 best players in TTL this season so far just do the best at. Leary and Hera are just so good at balancing their eco behind whatever pressure they're going for. So even if they lose villagers, they're likely still going to hit the timing to the next stage. Nice thing for Ciskhan is he's completely walled and Hera can't win the game with skirms. But he needs to have confidence in his position. The stable here could make sense for later on in the game. We'll see. The archers are going to take a risk. Feel like if Hera finds this, he's going to turn this around and get some free kills. But you're just hoping, right? You don't want to just sit back, just terrified to get damage done, because you're never going to beat Hera that way. You have to take some risks. Most people don't go man-at-arms against the top talents because those guys could quick wall the best, like defend the best. But he found reward and, yeah, pokes a little bit. Knows Hera will chase him down. Now he runs away. And now Hera's turning around with both armies. Ciskhan's actually killing off the rabbits. I mean, it's kind of funny. Sorry to any rabbits watching, but it's actually really nice because that will decay. And Hera might want a town center out here for that food later. So, look. Oh, no, the scout can't do the same. Okay, but the scout's sitting there. He wants to know where will Hera go. But I don't know. He might end up regretting this because he's playing towards crossbowmen, and now these archers have been caught out. And so maybe moving out with the 5 archers was not the play here. Hera brings all the army back. Hera will get the clear. And there have been players ever since the way we're introduced just saying this Civ is just completely busted at the high level because you could get an even more eco upgrades now, right? Like, in theory, Hera should probably even get the stone mining upgrade, even though he's not even mining stone. Actually missed if he did or not. I don't think he did. But yeah, you get the wood upgrade, you get the farm upgrade. Like, it's not like the eco upgrades stop, and then you just continue to get more and more vills. The Vietnamese are not a bad Civ at all. Vietnamese are fantastic too, with the cheaper and faster researching eco upgrades, but villagers are king. And Hera will go elite skirm. Hera will go for a university here. I think Hera's expecting Vietnamese to want to play cav archers to their own skirms. I also love heavy army approach with Wei because you already have a guaranteed villager lead. You don't need to go for the town centers first. You can. Yeah, also Hera sees the stables, so that's either for knights or that would be maybe just for bloodlines on any cav archers. But I think Hera should expect knights because the opponent already lost archers. And Hera will just mix in the Jean Bei, which they've nerfed. I think they double nerfed it. I think they increased the cost and production time of this unit. But it's a very good cav archer unit to back it up. And so with 16 skirms for Hera plus the Jean Beis, he will see the knights now. He should be able to back off. I'm not sure 2 knights are enough to kill this army right now. Assuming Hera's micro is good enough. There's an army of archers over here. It's so difficult to get enough upgrades where the knights can compete once it's a mix of skirmishers and Jean Beis. Getting that +2 armor upgrade is really costly in early Castle Age. Hera's still got some ability of his own with his own units. And yeah, it feels... mean, Ciskhan's played very well. He's on 2 town centers, but it feels like he will never be able to field an army to damage Hera, which makes me think that Hera's eco is just going to explode. I think crossbow and bodkin even a bit risky here for Ciskhan, but he's got an army. He wants to do something with it. And Hera knows the army's over here, though. It was just attacking his walls, and he sees the deer are dead now, too. But here's the thing. It's like these knights don't contribute enough here. And now the elite skirm and Jean Base just kill everything. Hera can no-look this one. You patrol and look away, and you win the fight pretty easily. The Jean Base behind will clear out the weak knights. The skirmishers clear out everything else. And now it's 25 military for Hera. Villager lead still on 1 town center, and now he can boom. Yeah, he's just played it so well. He's just played it super well. And Ciskhan's like, damn, like I haven't lost any villagers. And now I can do like kind of nothing. Like playing in towards elite skirm is probably your best play. But he'll have to wait. Like, you can't make any moves now. You have to hope that you can get to a big, massive skirms with Vietnamese. Your skirms, in theory, should be very strong against this. Hera will drop the 2nd TC. Hera will drop the 3rd TC. We haven't even gotten to the point where we talk about Tiger Cav yet, which is a unit that wasn't listed in any of the balance changes from the devs. But, damn, that dude just took 20 arrows to the back. But yeah, Tiger Cav is another really good option for the way to switch into. And it just kind of feels impossible for Ciskhan right now. He's hoping to mass the skirms. He's adding another range. He's going for the university for ballistics. Oh, shoot. He just killed 6 villagers over here. Oh my god, he denied the town center. Okay. All right, he found a way. But Hera is the way, and Hera should be able to get over there with a couple skirmishers and complete the TC. Damn, that was completely against the run of play. Well played. Hera didn't expect it either. I mean, unfortunately, just it feels like he needs a little bit more time, and Hera's doing a really nice job at making his eco inefficient. Is on 2 ranges, though, in theory could produce skirms out of both of them. I think he's struggling over here. He's killing more villagers, which is impressive, except for the fact that he's losing all of his villagers here. And look at the overall worker efficiency. Ciskhan will kill even more vills. Damn. But yeah, Hera's eco is actually running and moving and not in and out of town centers. It's actually been a very nice start from Ciskhan. You can see the quality. But Hera getting this much of an eco lead with the Civ like this, really just, it doesn't feel fair. And he's got so much value from his army. Both players have killed 12 villagers. Finally, Hera completes the town center. And still the economy management from Hera is just looking perfect back here. And what's important is you have the side res, because that's where the bigger wood lines are, and that's where the stone and golds are going to be. I think Ciskhan should play it out. Obviously, you're behind, but keep fighting. You're still banking on the skirm numbers. Your Civ does have the superior skirms. It's 7 more HP per skirm, but Hera has like 11 more skirms, so I guess you could opt for the micro moves here and just hope to outdance Hera a little bit, which is what he's trying to do. Jean Base are in the north now. Could break through where Ciskhan does have a town center. I think Hera should go for a siege workshop here. He probably won't, but I feel like when you have this much control, you should always go for a siege push. Could ram down the ranges, could pressure the town center. I think Hera just feels like he can do no wrong as is, and that the siege isn't necessarily needed. Jean Base ran in. A move away from the town center. The skirmishers back away here, and like we said, you can't really make enough knights to deal with this many skirms. Not when your food eco's committed this hard on the 3 town centers. And here comes the stone count for Hera rising as he goes for a 4th town center. That's interesting. Again, in theory, you could play Tiger Cav now, which is an insane unit. But I don't think you're in any rush. I'd say maybe Hera could start to collect the relics from this position. The wood count's actually pretty low for him, which maybe explains this town center. Relics are in every corner. There's also the relic in the middle of the map. castles can actually be built in the middle of the map to secure the golds. It's kind of sneaky how much gold is in the middle. I always talk about expanding to the sides, but there's only one gold there. And Hera sees the skirmishers there. Jianbei's moved in here, got a couple snipes, and moved back. And resources are looking good for Hera to go imp here. But the army count's getting a little bit more worrying for him. And he'll drop the castle at home. Yeah, that's where you can make the tiger calf. But yeah, let me just go through... Oh, hold on. Jianbei's have to move away. Nice job from Hera. Let me remind you the tiger calf. So, the tiger calf... It's like a Huskarl on a horse, right? So it's an anti-archer cav unit. But it also has a lot of HP and high base attack. So it's pretty good in like normal cav v cav scenarios. If you get a kill with it, you get additional HP. And you also get more attack. But like, reminder, that's just as is. No unique text for that or anything. And it's attached to a civ that has... one of the best economies in the game. So, as you can tell by my tone, I don't really think the balance of the way was great. I'm actually really surprised that they adjusted a couple other things with the way, but the Tiger Cav exists as is. You attach that to Hera, and then it just seems impossible. Hera's got the skirms on the left side killing villagers. He's got the Jianbei on the right side, and we're about to see the Tiger Cav. But yeah, Tiger Cav is an insanely strong unit. And Hera's going to hard commit to them here. I think Hera would be in agreement, by the way, that the Tiger Cav is broken. But you have 6 bans on either side. There's civ balance. The opinions on either side, whether you're a player or a caster, but maybe this is the best way to get the Tiger Cav nerfed a little bit. So you have 135 HP and 11 base attack. Right now, 6 Pierce Armor. But then, like we said, you get additional attack stats and HP if you get kills. So, yeah, very strong. Hera's actually lost every other unit, it seems. His skirms are dead. His Jianbeis are dead. He's going to hard focus onto the cav. Ciskhan will move into Fire Lancers to try and compete now. But he is committing to the Fire Lancers on the front, and the Tiger Cav are here. Now, in theory, what you should do against this unit is you should delete military units when you're going to lose them. It's like right now, you should just delete your skirms so you don't give Hera more stats. Right? It's not a natural thing for a player to do. But look how tanky they are underneath town centers. I mean, they just don't die, man. Hera's got so many of them already. Hera's dropping a castle with 1 villager in the north because he knows he can. Hera's dropping a castle over here. I mean, the second he was on Tiger Cav, I'm pretty sure he just felt like this is completely over. There was no chance to kill these. These are town centers with ballistics and bodkin, by the way. And the Tiger Cav are still here. Yeah, I mean, it was the perfect switch. Opponent finally recovered with the skirms. Tiger Cav will not die. I mean, we're still looking at the same units underneath the town center. Hera will drop another castle here. Poor Ciskhan's on the way to imp. Hera's just spamming army everywhere. Here, the skirmishers will go down. Again, more HP and more attack every time these units get kills. So they're just buffing the unit even more. And yeah, GG. Honestly, that was just an amazing start from Ciskhan. Hera, though, he played to his civ strengths perfectly. The way's a very strong civ. He was able to shrug off the villager losses. And it was really impressive how well he was able to macro. But yeah, that's the thing. Is like against the very best, you need the immediate damage, and then you need the follow-up damage. And he was never able to find the follow-up pressure against Hera. And while Ciskhan was able to field the military units, he wasn't quite able to compete economically the entire game. Hera showed how good the Way's eco can be. Hera takes the first win. He's 10-0 in group stage now. And yeah, more of every single resource. But yeah, Tiger Cav's broken. It is completely broken. I disagree with the balance of the Tiger Cav. But Hera could just go Haeguang there. Like, he could still have just as much success. He still had very nice control over the game. He used the Tiger Cav to maximum effect. But at that stage of the game, it already felt like Ciskhan was really far behind. All right, so we've got Ciskhan in the red. Ciskhan has the Vikings. We've got Hera in the blue. Now, this map is stranded where you start with the fishing ship. So you'll see the docks go up immediately so you can get value from the fish. So it's a nomad start, but it's one of those nomad starts which is more structured because where we start the players is always near a good wood and gold position. And because you have the wood and gold there, and because you have the fish here for food, typically you don't need to move too far initially for extra resources. Eventually, though, you mine through this, you work through the wood very quickly, and then everywhere else, the bigger wood lines are in the middle, and this hill dominates the map. So, yeah, we've seen players win the water. Like, you invest all your wood into the win the water. Congratulations. Then you lose the hill, and then you're getting siege pushed. So, the reason I bring all this up is because Hera, he has played water, but he's tried to go for the perfect balance of playing water, and then he leans in towards land with, like, archers and crossbows and siege, which I think has worked very well for him. Ciskhan actually went fast castle into crossbows. He didn't even do that much on water at all. So I think the way to punish Ciskhan's approach is to go for the faster feudal age with Italians, get some hawks out there, pressure the fish, and then immediately get to castle age as quickly as possible, maybe using the market or something. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Thanks everyone for watching and supporting TTL. This is round 4 of 5. First place players in the group end up moving into the quarterfinals directly in the playoff bracket. Second and third place players go into the round of 12 in the playoffs. That's what it looks like right now. Fourth place players just stay alive in TTL Platinum for the next season. Bottom 2 get relegated. So Mr. Yo, after 4 rounds, only had 4 wins. That's why Ciskhan getting any wins against Hera would give him a chance at staying alive here. But yeah, they just don't need the food right now. They'll probably take the Rhino in a second. Both players should have that timing down. I think Hera will go for it. But they have the fishing ships. And, ooh, Ciskhan, well, look at the scouting, guys. So he actually used 2 buffalo to scout the shoreline. That makes me think he's going to go forward dock here. And another nice detail, too, is he didn't actually lose the buffalo. So unless Hera was paying attention to that, he doesn't know he's been scouted. But that's a double scouting attempt from Ciskhan. Yes, in theory, you do that because it's just nice information to have. But that is almost with intent, which makes me think forward villager. Yo, Helden, let's go. 15 gifted. Oh, sorry, 10. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 10 gifted. I don't know how I didn't get the right number because it says it right there on screen. But it's all right. Counting is difficult. Maybe I saw Hera was at 15 pop, and that's why I said 15. I'm still learning basic math. Please subscribe to support my the rate for my tutor. A very expensive rate for math tutoring. Hera's had the slightly cleaner builds. You would expect that because of the cheaper fishing ships. It's also cheaper for him to go to the next stage, sorry. And so yeah, I mean, it's just the perfect civ for this. This is his #1 pick. So it's not like this is last in the draft and this wasn't a big priority for him. In theory, I really like #1 picks for the opponent's home map. It depends how good a civ you can get for everything else, but I hate it when people do this. So the reasoning for it is you just want the lumber camp as quickly as possible, and you don't want to wait a little bit longer. But why are we lumber camping this little lump of trees that's this direction instead of this direction? I feel like you're actively working the other way than where you want to go long term. It's subtle, but I feel like you need to fight to control this hill. Still wondering, will Ciskhan go fast castle? He's got 6 fishing ships. Hera's going to be on 8 soon, and Hera's going double dock. But I don't know, like, Hera's approach, Sebastian's approach, Leary's approach has always been, you do add a lot of fish, but you still disrupt on water a little bit with some hawks or galleys or something, and then you... After you do the damage there, you balance out your resources to try and get castle age, which is so good for the Italians, too. Ornlu says because his eco needs lumbar supports. What, because of the lumber camp? Oh, my God, Ornlu. Oh, my God. We needed Ornlu in here to deliver his dry tone with that dad joke. Chat, why are you laughing? If I were to make that joke, do you know the amount of -7Ks and the amount of boo emotes that would be flying in chat? Sorry, Ornlu. It's actually a pretty decent... It's a decent dad joke. But, like, come on! I mean, sheesh. All right, so we got Hera with the elephant. Just a couple leftover buffalo. And neither player's clicked. Okay, this tells me Hera's done his research. I think Hera's like, all right, I saw exactly what you did. Not bad, pal. I can do it, too. I'm not going to try and pressure you on water. I'm going to just fish and go to Castle Age and play max crossbow numbers. But also, I think it could just be the best approach since the water changes. Because it's so defensive now. The docks do so much damage and you can garrison your fish. 3 weeks ago, that wasn't the case. And then it's like, oh no, you're over-investing in fish. You can't save yourself if you don't have Navy. That's not true anymore. So Hera's up to maybe a new record of fishing ships. We're about to have 15. And he'll, with that elephant, the water buffalo, and that many fishing ships, he'll definitely have enough to go to the next stage. And Ciskhan's probably expecting Hera to hit Feudal Age right now to try and pressure him, but not going to be the case at all. Someone in chat says, T90, you don't have the delivery to make a good dad joke? Lol. Okay. All right, position theory. I can't... You know what bothers me is I can't even make a joke about that name. It doesn't give me a lot to work with. I was expecting to immediately retort with something witty, and then I thought of nothing. So I was like, how do I make a joke on that? Hera up to 17 fish. Yeah, this is so sick. So I want to see when fishing lines comes in because he's got the resources for it and everyone's forgetting it. Remember, they nerfed the base fishing eco and they added an early eco upgrade in Feudal Age called fishing lines. So gill nets used to be a Castle Age upgrade. That was your only boost. Now you have fishing lines and then gill nets. And everybody's been missing it. And Italians have the cheaper dock tech, so that should be something that Hera gets. Hera actually forgot his mill, which is really bad in a fast castle. He had so much food, he didn't need the mill, so he forgot it unlocks the market. That's a little bit off for him. But for Ciskhan, he's playing archer range blacksmith, so he'll have his buildings. And Ciskhan's going to click up here in a second. Hera's uptime gets delayed. Can't actually tell you the cost of fishing lines, but it should be pretty realistic to get. It's not that expensive. That cost, I think, is the gill nets cost. Can't see both of them. But yeah, Hera's res. I mean, this is fast imp territory. He's going to have so much food. It's 100 wood and 50 gold. Okay, so then that is... Yeah, gill nets is more expensive then. So that is the cost then. Hera's going forging, which benefits the Hulks and the Hulk v Hulk engagement. And Ciskhan is playing archers. And they don't have any vision on what the opponent's doing. But the uptimes alone should tell them. You should have a great understanding. Hera's not happy with the gold he has. He actually sells a stone. Yep, there's fishing lines. There we go. Listen, Hera's a great player, but he's just forgetting it. He's not prioritizing it unless it's in queue. It should be happening with this many fishing ships. But I guess when you have 17, you're like, oh, what's a boost in efficiency? But yeah, everyone's forgetting it, man. Except for Ciskhan. Ciskhan's not making anything on water. I thought, maybe he goes for longboats later. Thought he would make a little bit of something, but no, it's going to be 2 archer ranges. And then Hera doesn't even have a barracks yet. So we're seeing the 2 different extremes. One person will go to win water, which will obviously boost the economy, especially with this many fishing ships. The other player will go full land to pressure the wood lines, which Hera will have very little of. I know Hera's got the reputation. And yes, you expect him to kind of survive everything, but this could go either way. And Ciskhan will go for longboats. Interesting. But yeah, now you should immediately garrison. Bam. So now you have the defense there. And then you maybe mass a couple longboats and be patient. Wait until you have a lot of them. Here come the archers from Ciskhan. About to have Bodkin arrow. Hera's wood spend is super heavy on the water right now. So reacting with the siege workshop is rather tricky. He actually goes for demolition ship. That's a misclick, right? Hera misclicks. He needs to upgrade medium warships. Well, so far so good for Ciskhan. He doesn't have crossbowmen yet. His food eco is compromised. And Hera's got 17 fishing ships. Again, though, fishing lines and guild nets are options for him. Hasn't thought of it yet. Hasn't actually killed anything yet. Ciskhan will have a 3-0 opening to the game. Beautiful job at using the garrison. It's been so good. I thought we'd see more archers than this, to be honest. But yeah, it seems like longboats was mainly the plan. Hera's lost everything. Now, the fishing ships have actually been working, though, for Hera. And Hera's got the siege workshop to add a scorpion. Archers for Ciskhan will run away. Look at... Oh my god, dude. He must have used an archer to collect all the buffalo on the map. Talk about strats. My god, he's got so much meat underneath the TC. He's got 1,400 food. Meanwhile, Hera's only got 4 there. Yeah, now fire ships are better against galleys than they were before. So, yeah, Hera's adding a lot more fires now. Now, realistically, you should get university upgrades. Italians do have cheaper university upgrades. It actually makes them even better on water now, guys, because they move those dock techs to the university, and Italians have the discount. So, they were already an elite water civ, but now that even more directly affects them, Hera's getting clinker construction now. And that should just increase the movement speed of his ships, which is crazy strong with fires if you hide them like this. Oh, that's so smart. Yeah, so I've seen this exact situation. If your opponent clinkers before you do, and you're the galley player, you're completely screwed. Yeah, these are all dead. Because the movement speed has allowed you to hit and run, but now you can't escape at all. Yeah, you're about to get constructed on here. Clinker construction is in, and yeah, you can't outrun them. Or outsail them, I guess. Because the speed is there. A random Hulk comes through. These ships are running away. Hera does have the fire here. And guys, this is all just building up towards Hera winning the water. He's invested so much into the boats. It's insane. But I still think we are in this scenario, even though Hera's killing the fish. I think we're in a scenario where Hera's going to get pressured on land. Stop calling GG, chat. Stranded is a completely different beast. Because Hera needs wood. Like, he's investing wood. He's going to win the food. Ciskhan has the food. He has buffaloes. He just needs to pressure on land now. I think if he plays crossbows and mangonels, Hera is investing too much into water. I know Hera's got the name power, but he's got 16 fires. He's won water already. He's still queuing more. This is overproducing. And he could be punished here. So, I think what you need in Ciskhan's position is to recognize that water boosts your score like crazy. And that it's not as bad as what the score tells you. I also think leaving the hill is a mistake. You should always push this position. Always fight from on top of the hill. Very difficult to feel like you're going to get the value there, but pure mangonel crossbow numbers is the key there. Hera will add more fish. Now, this is a nice detail. More docks for more efficient fishing. Still doesn't have fishing lines and gill nets, by the way, which would increase the fish rate substantially. But he does have the eco lead because he's got that. And it's a very cheap Imperial Age for him. So. But so far on lands, Hera hasn't had a whole lot. And Ciskhan runs in. He's desperate for damage now. Hera's going to trap him in here. I think Hera is kind of happy with this. Like, you know, you're telling yourself it's fine because you have the fishing lead. But also, Ciskhan's like, I got the buffaloes, dude. I don't need fish. He gets the kills there. He's about to have mangonels from the hill. Hera might be looking at water now. Ciskhan about to sneak a dock up over here, but Hera needs his wood line. It's a really close game. Now, Hera is starting to get armor now, so he realizes he has the food to spend. Usually, it's pretty difficult to get the resources to go for knights. This is sneaky. I don't know if Hera will ever spot that. You're never expecting that, but maybe Ciskhan wants to pressure the fish again. But yeah, when you have 24 fishing ships with gill nets, which it will, I assume, eventually comes in for Hera, you can actually make knights. Someone in chat says, T90, I'm ready to bet subs that Hera will win. Wow, so bold of you. Oh my god, someone is betting that someone who's 10-0 in group stage is going to win the game against someone who's in the relegation zone? Oh my goodness. Wow, that is so brave. Damn. Honestly though, I actually think this is a game that should, in theory, snowball against Hera. I think he's been far too much investment on water. I think it's been very greedy, and I have seen people get punished before for this approach. Not having this hill could be a problem. All of these villagers could be killed. He has very little defense right now. But what he does have is he's got the food eco. And for Ciskhan, you now need to focus into some farms. And that takes your focus away from the fight. And there's such a low crossbow count. He doesn't see the stables as well, which feels critical. He'll take down Hera's Scorpion. He'll take down Hera's Market. But Hera's massing the knights behind. God, Ciskhan's micro is so good, though. He's killing so many vills. It's just the 24 fishing ships from Hera. Hera did immediately spot the docks, so that investment was a waste from Ciskhan. It's honestly monks that are the key for Ciskhan, too. If he has monks here, if he knows those knights are there, a couple monks with the crossbows and he's in a better spot. But I think he's going to be vulnerable here because you start to add the farms now. You start to go over for the elephant. You're looking at your eco a lot more than you were when you had the buffaloes. And Hera's knights are massing. I mean, it's 4 crossbows and 2 mangonels. 2 knights can deal with that. But Hera should realistically wait. Yeah, because you want to take it all. This is a free kill here. But if you can snag this, this, and this at the same time, you get the timing right, it could be sick. Let's see how Hera addresses this. Yeah, that's really smart. It's exactly what he does. This is a free kill. Now Ciskhan will know. But now Ciskhan has to be like, oh crap with that. Now he's got to go, oh crap with this. Now he's got to go, oh crap with this. It's the classic triple crap reaction from the opponent. And it's all going to fall apart for Ciskhan. And Hera just hiding the knights, waiting for the fish boom to kick in. And Ciskhan never expecting it or never seeing it, despite being really close, is just horrible for him. He had split groups. And now the knights are going to clear everything. I mean, he was barely holding on the wood lines here, Hera. Now he can take the full map control. And now if you see monks from your opponent, you can just switch like Kev. Because there's no crossbows to back it up either. Beautiful job. Knights was a really nice call. I think Ciskhan just failed. Oh my god. The monks get sniped as well. He just failed to keep the monks with him. Like, I think... Like, your opponent has full fish boom. I really do think that you should know it's going to be knights. You haven't seen an archer range, but he never actually spotted it. And Viking monks are kind of weak, so you never feel like having monks with the group. Hera's building a town center here. What the... Alright, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, Hera's knights are just going to start to raid now. I would expect him to be in different locations pretty soon. He actually could build up for the middle hill, too. And knights with this much armor are hard to get to, but they're just incredibly tough to deal with. The town center fire is there. Crossbow production is still there for Ciskhan. And Hera still doesn't have the middle hill. I think the siege workshop needed to be here. You pressure from with the hill at all times, start to take down these buildings, it gets really difficult. Population's still very close. Res collected is even. Hera will start to pressure from the left side here, which Ciskhan, in theory, could see, but he doesn't really have an easy answer for. But how often do you see the res collected be even? When Hera gets a clear up like that. Usually, the game ends right after an engagement like that, and the player can't recover, but part of the reason you picked Vikings is because of the free handcard upgrade. Ciskhan needs to be careful. Remember, stone is really tough to get on this map. There's very little of it, and it's all around the shoreline. So it makes it a lot more difficult to snag the stone if you're the player that doesn't have the water. But Ciskhan mines some, and Ciskhan's actually banking up enough gold where he might want to buy a castle. Ciskhan, he's just got siege everywhere he needs to deal with, and the Civ doesn't really have an easy answer. Could actually drop a stable and go for your own knights, but then that's spend your food. And there's fishing lines for Hera. Yeah, so his fishing ships are more efficient now. And, oh, God, it's such a tough comp. Can he micro this? I mean, crazy micro so far. He's so good. That's so good. Can he do it again? I mean, that's pretty damn good still. Unfortunately for him, he did take a shot. But these engagements from Ciskhan are keeping him in the game. Remember, Hera's score gets boosted because he's got all that Navy. This Navy is not actively contributing to the fights. Navy is only denying resources, which is completely fine for Ciskhan. He still has stone. He still has gold. He still has food. His farm count's going crazy. I want Ciskhan to buy... Ugh! Okay, big moment. I want Ciskhan to buy a castle. Seriously, buy a castle, build a castle in the middle, and it's such an easy situation for you long term. It feels a little too dicey to maybe make moves towards the left side right now. Hera's Knights running in towards their death right now. Hera will find a free mangonel, which Ciskhan will realize. Imp is on the way. Guys, Hera has 44 fishing ships without gill nets. He doesn't have that big of an army now, and Ciskhan's crossbowmen are still very much alive. Ciskhan has had an amazing season. Only 2 wins. But again, against Winchester, he was ahead in every single game. Unfortunately, lost that 1-0-3. Can Ciskhan do this? Oh, the castle's so critical. That castle's so important. I actually think he wins if the castle goes up. I know, since Hera's 10-0, that you guys feel like I'm crazy. But the middle is so valuable. And Hera has prioritized the outside. He's got the food eco. But Hera has not been able to deny the golds and the wood lines from Ciskhan. And Ciskhan will just have all this wood here, and Hera can never move through the middle with his army then. Ciskhan's also got the relics. Ciskhan's micro has been so good. His performance under so much pressure has been so good, but Hera's starting to find the raids on the right side. That's what Hera needed to do with his cav. And now he sees the castle, so suddenly you're moving from here to here. It becomes really tough to move around. And if you try and raid with knights underneath town centers, you could have problems as well. We'll see if Hera can make it to Imp. Ciskhan he doesn't have very big army. And he's forced into a lot of quick walls. That's going to unlock it in Hera's mind that this is exposed. That's the first area he's been able to get eco damage in a long time. I don't like continuous Berserker production, to be honest. I don't think Ciskhan's eco is good enough to spend food on anything, except for upgrades on his archers. So that's a little surprising to me. Economy is not good enough to justify it. Hera's got cav all around. Hera's also on the way to Imp. 30 population ahead. Ciskhan's in Imp now. Will have Bracer and Chemistry eventually, but his resources are at the limit. And there's always blue ships patrolling. Man, what a game. A couple crossbowmen over here from Ciskhan could find some snipes. But to me, it's all about the middle still. This is smart too. You farm underneath your castle protects everything. You don't want to be farming anywhere else. If the reactions are there for Ciskhan, Hera's cav will die underneath every town center with the ranged upgrades. But the reactions aren't there for Ciskhan. There's too many different areas to look at, and he's looking on the front. Let's see what Ciskhan's micro looks like at the moment. This is very winnable. Hera's planning on guard tower defense on a map where there's not a lot of stone. So, like, he's placing mining camps. He should never make fun of my farms again. That mining camp's brutal, but whatever. He's taking stone. He's panicking. Which TC is the Imp TC for Hera? That's the Imp TC. It should be fine. Crossbows are moving in. Hera will lose that town center. Hera's got a lot of exposed eco. I always die in this scenario on this map. You just completely die to Arbalest. You spend all your res on knights that are dying underneath TCs. Ciskhan can win this game. What is Hera going to spend his res on right now? He's got gold. He's got food. Like, what is he going to spend his res on? He's dropping stables. So he's going to play more cav. Ciskhan, he's playing very patient right now. What he's doing is he's balancing out his eco. He is on 18 on food before. Now he's up to 40 on food. I think you could argue it's maybe a little too patient against Hera, but if you go full tilt against Hera, I don't think it's going to be enough, as he's shown before. Hera's fishing eco is still... means there's a couple fish traps, but it's kind of inefficient. And the military count, 20 of his military is still on water. So it's actually wasted pop. But, I mean, I guess at a certain point, it's fine. Ooh, Ciskhan loses his relics there. So those relics the players might want to fight for. Hera will go for the Treb. Hera snipes the Treb. He does lose all of his mangonels. Where is there actually gold right now? This gold feels like gold that's worth fighting over. Hera's Knight disagrees. There's also gold underneath this town center here, which Ciskhan has locked down. It really does come down to who gets those relics, but Ciskhan taking Hera to the limit at the moment. But it's just such a banger game, though, because there's so much happening, and Hera's undefeated this season. And Ciskhan needs wins because Mr. Yo got swept earlier. Like, Ciskhan gets wins against Hera, it completely changes his chances for survival. Oh, man, you got to get Bob's Vinegar, though. Or, excuse me, Bog's Vigar. Archer line and longbows +1 attack. That's such a big thing here. I think you need to max out on your archers before you ever make a switch into pikemen. It's a pretty expensive tech. Ciskhan is going to play pikes, which feels like a natural play when there's going to be hussars around. But, oh, man, the hussars are going to be everywhere. Hera's going, okay, the knight's woken up. He's going everywhere but after this army. And there's so many areas to raid. Hera's got 73 on food. 48 of that's fishing ships that are just walking around or sailing around taking shore fish. So it's not as efficient, but he does have other farmers working. And Hera's literally just avoiding the main army. And it's just the textbook response in modern day AoE. Someone's avoiding the main army, then you just go right to their base and you're like, fine, deal with this. But the nice thing about hussars is the hussars, they don't cost any gold for Hera, so it's not wasteful. But honestly, how much of it is the plan and how much of it is out of necessity? Because he does not have a lot of gold secured. Also, a couple fishing traps and fishing ships have been found. Those relics still feel so important. Ciskhan has 70 Arbalest! 70! And still no Bogsvigar. Hera will ram from the side. Ciskhan will get some army over there to realize that. He will actually deal with the ram with the villagers, which is smart. Still pushing into Hera's base. Still protecting the trebuchet. Viewers, who wins? Who wins? Pick a winner right now. Will it be Hera, who's undefeated, who is 80 on food, spamming hussars, raiding nonstop, who's killed 80 villagers? Or will it be Ciskhan, who's the only one that has a castle? He's got 70 Arbalest, and he's pushing Hera's eco slowly but surely here. I still think, because I've seen this situation before, I think that Ciskhan should win. I think the position of having a castle here and getting these relics again is just too critical. Hera is running out of wood. He's never controlled the middle of the map, which is such a concern, but it's Hera. So, yeah. But, like, Hera, the water control doesn't add value now. He actually must have deleted some of his boats, and he's having issues. And it's just such a big army from Ciskhan. And if, honestly, you lose the vills, whatever, you get a bigger army in Ciskhan's position. You've been behind in score the whole game. If you get the score lead over Hera, you're certainly feeling like, maybe I'm doing this. There's a lot of raids, though, from Hera. Some huge finds. Ciskhan must be so nervous right now. He can easily throw an army and overextend in these positions. I think the Arbs all need to be together. Relics are still sitting there. Hera's still sending more hussars around. I'd love to see Hera try and build a TC over here, right? He's been over here a lot. Securing that with the town center would be really nice. As Ciskhan's army continues to just run into some random towers and town centers. Hera's even town centering there. But he's losing his fish now, too. To the Arbs. Ooh, but now Ciskhan is losing his town center. The rams from Hera have continued. But now Hera's losing his town center. Oh, man. You know what's sweeter than having lots of viewers during your event, guys? Having lots of viewers during your event and having someone who made a bet lose the bet and gift the subs instead of you. Because right now, I reminded people, I said it could be extremely difficult for someone to go 15-0 in TTL. We've never had anybody do it. And somebody made a bet thinking that Hera and Leary would do it. And it looks like Hera is going down at least in one of the games. Which would mean subs and GG, dude. Ciskhan does it. What a game. What a game. Hera can feel so inevitable. What a win from Ciskhan. A reminder, guys, at how beastly some of these talents are in the scene. Hera has just swatted everyone away like a fly this season. And Ciskhan gets a win. Well played. I mean, storylines are going nuts right now. The Ciskhan is now 1 win behind. He is 1 win behind Mr. Yo. Who knows? Maybe he wins the next game. And then, you know, is in a better position than Yo or tied with Yo. And yeah, just to sum up the game before we talk about the whole situation, this map is dominated by the middle wood lines. And eventually Hera just completely ran out of wood. I think he probably felt that he had control most of the game, but the imp time from Ciskhan was unbelievable. The fact that Ciskhan could be down like 40 fishing ships and still get to the Imperial Age with that much army is crazy. I wonder if Hera gets fishing lines and if he gets gill nets, if he benefits from his food income a lot faster. I wonder if he switches into something other than Cav at some point, it would have made sense. I felt like there was a really critical moment of this game, guys. Again, this is all experience because I've seen hundreds of games on the map, right? So right here, at this point, Hera gets a full clear. Everybody else goes, okay, control hill, win game, right? And Hera goes, siege push left side and push this area. And I really think there's this moments here where Hera just goes, army secures this position. Those relics are his. Woodline is his. Like, I think that's where the shift needed to be for Hera. Maybe it's because the multitasking, right? You're still adding the fish. It's a lot of different areas to focus. But essentially, Ciskhan, I felt, had really good chances once he secured the middle hill. Because eventually, all this area is secured with that castle. And yeah, archer units tend to be the dominating unit in the long time. So, felt like Hera just got really focused on the outside of the map instead of the middle. And watch out, everybody, because now he's going to learn that lesson. But still, you expect Hera to lose the game. Win the game because he had such a big population lead. But Ciskhan gets a win. And yeah, so here we are. I don't think it's updated for Hera and for Ciskhan because Liquipedia will typically update after. But here's the somewhat live standings. Yeah, so Ciskhan's at 3 wins now, which puts him 1 above Lucho and puts him 1 behind Yo. Hera would be at 10 wins, which still puts him firmly in the first place position. But like, if Ciskhan can do it again, Yo couldn't beat him. Hart couldn't beat him. Lucho couldn't beat him. If Ciskhan can do it again, then he's tied with Yo and could maybe survive and stay platinum. It'd be a big storyline. We've got Monocle, where we've got the Georgians for Ciskhan. He's actually gone out for a mill already, which is really fast, but that's what this map is typically dominated by. Usually, though, players are going to take their boars and their deer. If there's any new people, say something in chat. We got a weird game, man. Basically, I don't have the full order memorized, but in terms of the rate at food gets brought in the game, it's very confusing. So you got like berries and fishing ships on shorefish is really slow-ish food. Villagers on boar is faster than villagers on turkey or sheep, right? Same with villagers on deer is a bit faster. At the top of the list, though, you have villagers on shorefish, or in this case, box turtles, either or. That is actually faster than boar. So, I'll zoom out, and you've got, that's just 89 shorefish. That's 17,000 food, and there's a couple turtles in there, too. Basically, you got 20k food all around the map, and so the map is dominated by how much food do you have there. Because right around this mill already, you've got, 1,000 food, and it's all super quick. So typically, you've seen Japanese played and other civs that go man-at-arms, and it's just full focus and pressure the shorefish, because if someone falls back into farms, it's just not good enough. I do feel like this is maybe a matchup where Hera tries to play Spearman Scout, though. Japanese have faster attacking Spearmen. You might expect the Georgians to go Scouts. And then you can just match their scouts. Georgian scouts aren't that much stronger. They do regenerate, but it's only 2 HP in feudal, so it's basically nothing. So I think there's an argument to just play spears, scouts, and adapt. So far, we'll see. Man, I don't know why I'm shivering. It's so weird. I'm like in a state that's known to being really warm, but I'm really cold because I've over air conditioned my room. I really want to get my hoodie, but this game's really important. Maybe I'll just stop complaining. I'll lock in. This is me locking in. Thank you, Primes, for the Prime. Damn. Appreciate it. Dr. Veterinari, thank you for the Prime. Thank you, Nig, for the 37. Mada for the 3. Einder for the Prime as well. Welcome. I was gonna say I would get the hoodie in between sets, but we actually only have 2 sets today. But man, if you're watching, do me a favor and stick around for at least 47 seconds after this series so I can tell you the plan for the week, all right? We're in round 4 now. It's already been pretty epic in terms of the drama for this group. I want to talk through the schedule and look through what else can happen this week. So Hera does build the barracks. I think Ciskhan scouted it. Yeah, so he saw that at the timing that would indicate man-at-arms, which is really important. He also sees the mill now. So this is the meta we've seen. Hera's going up quick. The thing about man-at-arms is you need a couple more villagers to afford it. This is so fast. This would never be possible without the food. It almost feels like it's too... It feels like Hera's maybe overcooked it a little bit. But he is making the militia, and obviously it's Japanese man-at-arms, so if you get the damage output early, you're not going to complain. Smart detail from Hera there. I think he was trying to steal some sheep or something, because sometimes there's no vills underneath the TC. But Ciskhan left 2 and did a bit of damage there. And Ciskhan will go for his own man-at-arms. Hera's still lurking around. And Hera will see it. The militia actually ran away, because that could be archers, right? So he's hiding it, and Hera's like, aha. Spotted you, bro. I don't know about playing defensive man-at-arms, to be honest. I mean, in theory, you are in feudal age faster, so you do kill off this scout and get some nice hits. You can get the archer ranges out. You could still wall up, so there's some nice counterplay to this, and then the mule cart you can move away if need be. Oh man, killing Hera's scout would be so nice. He wants the kill. Hera shows the militia. These are some fast builds from both of them. Like, obviously, it's fast for Hera with the population. But, I mean, even for Ciskhan to have 3 man-at-arms right now is a lot. Hera's like, go ahead, kill my scout. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, try. I would click this away. This would be an auto-scout within 10 seconds. But Hera's like, no, I can maybe bait him into a bad fight. And Ciskhan wants the kill. Ciskhan's not falling for it. Ciskhan's waiting on the hill with man-at-arms. Hera will have man-at-arms in a second. Hera's scout just passing. And there's a tower up there to protect. Now you need to protect the woodline as well, though, Ciskhan. And Hera's scout is weak. Oh, but Hera baited an attack there to kill the scout. That's really good. Ciskhan's whole eco's falling apart. That's what a 1 HP scout could do. You see how everything fell apart there for Ciskhan? What actually happened was his mule cart got clicked. I hate mule carts for this reason. He selected his vills to attack the scout, but it brought the mule cart and then blocked the wall. Oh, man, that was stressful. That was a lot of idle time. Meanwhile, Hera just has everything on food. And this is what this map is all about, right? You don't want the fish. You barely even want the wood, honestly. You just want the food and the gold. And Hera's got how much on shorefish? Hera's got 9? And then there's only 4 for Ciskhan. So, worker efficiency looking fantastic for Hera. And the scout actually gets away as well. Oh, man. The scout getting away to get the scouting on the map, boost your score, and just boost your confidence, too, is so good. Yeah, this has not been the start that Ciskhan wanted. This has been the perfect start for Hera. And I don't know. It's like, I feel like opening man-at-arms to defend from one of the best man-at-arms civs just doesn't really seem like something you should try and do. It's like, I don't know. You get to choose between kickboxing and boxing, and you choose to box Mike Tyson. I mean, either way, you're probably dead, but it's Hera's home map. This is the map that he picked for the series. and it's looking like it. And Ciskhan, he's still got that win to be happy with, but this is painful. Look how fast the houses even go down. Ciskhan just playing in towards archers. But again, other maps, you can't go skirmishers with upgrades as quickly behind the man-at-arms because your food eco is trash. Here, your food eco is incredible, so you can do both. You can go for very heavy food spend here. I like the patience from Hera. He hasn't killed Vils, but he knows. He's already done enough damage and how important these houses are going to end up being. He didn't even get Arson. I would want to go for Arson, but maybe you don't even need it. Like, why go for Arson when you're already melting the houses like this? Ciskhan poked the bear. He, or the bee's nest or whatever. Whatever the previous series was, he's awoken the beast a little bit here. But I think in the previous game, it was Hera having an eco advantage and not being able to make the most of it through army, right? It was very defensive in a key position, which is the middle of the map. And here, Hera, there's only one position. There's no, like, actual water like the previous game. It's just basically a land map with full army, and Harris is just passing. He runs right through. He has Arson now, so the house is down, and... Oh, God! Honestly, Ciskhan needs counterattack. That's the only thing he can do. He's completely dead if he doesn't get counter damage. And if he does counterattack, Hera can just run underneath the tower and kill everything anyways. But you gotta do some counter damage. You can't just react to this guy the whole game. You can't let him take all the fish. He is completely exposed at home. You gotta get there. There he goes. Now let's see what Hera does, because Hera doesn't see anything, right? Hera should know there's a counterattack, and Hera should simultaneously full focus here with Arson. Yeah, and he does. Hera uses the stop hotkey, so his units will turn around to immediately target the military, which is a perfect use. And now, I'm guessing Hera will have skirmishers waiting at home. He doesn't, actually. He doesn't have any skirms waiting at home. It's a complete massacre. But, I mean, he killed 7 Vils. He knows the archers are here now. He can make some skirms and bring them back. I doubt Hera will lose as much, and he still has an army here. As Ciskhan is getting good counter damage, so he's going to play it out, of course. And every win still matters. He's only going to have 3 wins. But, I mean, this is still an amazing position for Hera. A couple skirms can come home. Still has the forward army. Ciskhan is left with 24 villagers walking to a forage bush. And Hera wins 2-1. Convincing finish to the series there from Hera. Well played. Yeah, again, this was Hera's home map. I really feel that both players in the series played their home map like they were their home maps. Ciskhan, he had to work a little bit harder to get his win in game number 2. But I felt like when it was the key moments of the game, he prioritized the middle area unstranded, which felt valuable, and he was making the right types of units. In this game as well, like Hera just went full send for the fish, opened infantry, which has dominated this map, and Ciskhan picked a civ that's not good with infantry. He tried to play defensive infantry against it. It just didn't really look good. So, I mean, Hera's competitive, of course. He maybe would have loved to get the 15-0 in the group stage. He loses a game here, but Hera's still very good position for first place, likely to get the bye in the playoffs. Let's just pull up the updated odds and the updated results. With Hera being so heavy a favorite, I think that shakes it up a little bit. It definitely doesn't do Yo any favors that Ciskhan was able to get that win. So this is as things stand. So Hera's a 94% lock for first. So very likely to get it. I don't even know exactly what the circumstances would be for him to lose it. I think he'd almost have to get swept, probably against Vinch or something, which maybe could happen. But Vinch and Hart likely second or third place in playoffs. But then right now it's a relegation battle between Lucho, Yo, and Ciskhan. That's what it is. And like two out of the 3 go down, and what makes it more interesting is Lucho plays Yo in the final round. Now, what we haven't seen is Lucho and Vinchester play yet. They're going to play in 2 days. So Mr. Yo is going to be hoping that Vinchester gets the wins there. and that Vinchester crushes Lucho, if Lucho gets crushed by Vinch, say like 3-0, then I think Yo is probably fine. But if Lucho snags any wins there, then things start to look a little bit different. Like if Lucho wins 2-1 there, then it gets very interesting. So yeah, we'll see.